Hello, Cancerians. Hi, Capricorns. Welcome in, you guys. Good afternoon. Guys, I'm here to do an opposition reading. As you probably know, Cancer and Capricorn are opposites in astrology, which is one of my favorite subjects as an astrologer, because oppositions kind of contain the hidden parts of the self and the parts that are often the most difficult to embrace. But once embraced, kind of unlock the wholeness to self. They're like the key to you, in my opinion, as an astrologer. Now, Capricorn and Cancer is one of my favorite oppositions. And I'm not just saying that because I have a Cancer sun, which I do. And I have never met a Capricorn in any context that I did not bond with immediately. There is always a natural symbiosis between oppositions and astrology because of what I said. There's like a unusual empathy. There's a sensing of each other that goes beyond what you can witness with the eyes. Because Capricorn and Cancer as personalities, one would think, are quite different. Capricorn rules the 10th house of the zodiac. That's the house of the outside world, our outer accomplishments, our reputation. Cancer rules the 4th house. That's the house of the home, the inside world, the mother, and the groundwork that lays the ability to be effective in the outside world. Now, ever since 2020, of course, a lot of things affected a lot of people. But for Cancer and Capricorn, it was a particularly intense time. You guys had the eclipses, and Pluto was still in Capricorn. That lasted for 16 years. So this year in January, in Capricorn season, Pluto finally left and entered into Aquarius, affecting both of you in a very, very big way. I don't need to tell you. Pluto brings about slow, deep, and abiding change, but it isn't easy. It requires a whole lot of internal work. It's all what's way down deep. And in our psyche and in our past, Pluto rules the past. Sometimes it can be about past lives. We just came off on June the 25th. We had a new moon in Cancer. On July the 10th, there will be a full moon in Capricorn. And although those two things happen every year, this is the first time in 16 years that they're happening without the influence of Pluto. So it's a game changer. The new moon in Cancer will culminate with a full moon in the same sign in Capricorn season, and then vice versa. This full moon in Capricorn is putting to close a cycle that goes back. I think it was actually the day before New Year's Eve last year that the new moon in Capricorn was. Very fascinating stuff. Lots of changes taking place. At the same time, we have the planet Jupiter, which brings about luck and growth and expansion and change. That is in Cancer. So it's really amplifying that energy. And since 2020 in particular, there could have been a lot of lessons, if you want to call them that, about embracing that opposition within yourself, whether you be a Cancer or a Capricorn. Now, Cancerians can be just as effective, successful, and business-oriented as Capricorns. They just tend to go about it in a different way. In the Cancerian, feel your way through, and we'll go as we, I'll feel every step of the way. Since 2020, there's been a real push to embrace that more Capricornian side. And then vice versa. For a lot of Capricorns, the themes of home and the heart and feeling at home and what nurturing means and why that's important in terms of how you're successful in the outside world. Truly, without that basis, you cannot have the other, and vice versa. That's why they're oppositions. There's a lot more to that opposition, but that has been a strong theme since 2020 for sure. And this Pluto shift, then coupled with Jupiter in Cancer, which only happens every 12 years, brings about some pretty serious magic for Capricorn and Cancer. All right, you guys. Oh, I wanted to say one other thing. I wanted to look at your major arcanas here. I have to talk about the devil, the most misunderstood energy in tarot. In fact, I have a whole video about that, Capricorn, if you're interested. Anyone, it's called Sympathy for the Devil. The devil is Capricorn's major arcana. Why? Because as an astrological reader, which I am, it is Saturn energy. In fact, on the palm of the devil there, he's holding it up in the Rider-Waite, is the astrological glyph for Saturn, which is why I think it's hilarious that every time a card comes up with the devil in a reading, people are like, oh no, it's toxic, it's this. And no, not necessarily. refer to my other video. What it does do, though, is acquaint you with hidden parts of yourself. And again, Capricorn is all of the things you do see. It's what's above ground. Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, is what you don't see, what's below the surface, right? But they have an equally transfixing quality to them. Look at these characters in the moon here. They're being, like, intuitively, right, Cancer energy, drawn. And they don't know why, and they don't need to know why. They're just responding to how they feel. Cancerian intuition is second to none because of that. But again, it can have a transfixing quality of always wanting, being pulled to what you cannot see. And then with the devil, it can be the opposite, being chained to only the things that you can see, that you can control. And when you put these two together, it is all about the wholeness of the self, what lives in the shadows, what you're afraid to embrace. Really, that's what Saturn's job is, because if you don't look, if you don't see, it's always going to subconsciously rule your life. There's never a reason to be afraid of Saturn. It is there for your own good. It's father energy. It is for your own good. And this is Saturn. Okay, let's get into the reading. I'm going to do a general reading for both signs together. At the end, I'll draw separate tarot and oracle for each sign individually. We'll get some more specified messaging that way. That said, it's still a general reading, so no matter what sign you are, it's not going to apply for you exactly. It's just not meant to. I'll start with some oracles, actually. So for Cancer and Capricorn, paying attention to how that can apply to both sides of you could be very valuable, especially at the end. All right, let's get into it with the wisdom of the oracle. Let's see some overall themes between... I don't like it. Let's see some overall themes between this moon cycle. The first manifesting cycle in your signs without Pluto. Very interesting. What do we have for Cancer and Capricorn in the overall themes? Well, this is so much Capricorn. Look at this. Chop wood. This is about the groundwork that we lay, though. It's like if you do the hard work and you do it the right way, then what you build is built to last. That's super Capricornian energy. And I always am reminded when I draw this card of that saying, that Buddhist saying, before ascension, chop wood and carry water. After ascension, chop wood and carry water. Capricorn is a very spiritual energy. Its opposite is Cancer. It's very intuitive as well. Few people understand that. But this is the work. It's doing the hard work, probably over the last 16 years. Yeah, building blocks, very much so. Exactly. Now, this fairy has got an eye on the future, looking at what they're building towards and why putting in the work is worth it. Very strong Saturn energy coming through. Also, right now we have Mars in the fellow Earth sign of Virgo, which has a lot to do with doing the work as well. And then we have co-create. Interesting. About working together. And whether that's blending in those two sides of yourself or inviting partnership into your life. For Cancer and Capricorn, partnership has been in the offing for quite some time. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom. Oh, interesting. Come to the edge. This always reminds me of the Fool card, because this fairy is about to take a leap of faith into the unknown. She's not even looking where she's leaping. Okay. Let's do a couple from the blue deck, and then we'll get into the reading. What do we have, please, for Cancer and Capricorn? Building blocks towards the future. Look at this. Door to value, yeah. And then blossoming abundance. Ooh, I like this. Building blocks, what you've been working towards. It's going to start yielding. We have number 31 and number 3. 3 and 1 is 4, that's the Emperor, and 3 is the Empress. And Cancer and Capricorn for me very much are divine masculine. I mean, all the signs, right? But in the sense of mother, father. On the bottom, we have the goddess of the moon. There's Cancer coming through. Very nice. Let's have one more. The Empress is the divine creator, but again, it's about being able to put that into the world for to value. The garden and the gate, interesting. This little girl here is perched on the edge of her own, everything that's familiar, right? Her own garden. That's where she's used to playing. And she's looking out into the unknown again, stepping out of her comfort zone. We have an into the unknown, and there's this partnership card of co-create. Okay, co-create's number 40. That's number 4. This is number 30. That's number 3. Lots of 3s and 4s coming through. On the bottom of the deck is storm warning. Right now we have Uranus, the planet of change, sitting in the final degree of Taurus. Sudden change. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, let's get into the reading with the Naked Heart. Oh, we have the Queen of Cups, Cancer energy, on the bottom of the deck, where the goddess of the moon was. Okay, let's take a look at what you're releasing. That Cancer new moon is about manifesting, right? But it is also about making room for the new over the next couple of weeks towards that full moon in Capricorn. The energy of the new moon is still unfolding. It's not just about the day that it happens. That sets the stage. And then the next 2 weeks it plays out. Look who comes out. Capricorn with the devil. I love this devil card because it's bones, right? So it's the core of the truth down to the bones. The devil could have been taking a good look at, like I said, during that Pluto cycle, what was holding you back, what you were afraid of, those inside parts of you that were keeping you down. Saturn is restraining, it's constraining, and it holds you back for a reason until you learn this. And then you can move forward with that perspective that can build something of true value. The devil's going to be different things for all of you. I will clarify, of course. It can be fear. It can be addiction. It can be patterns on repeat. Saturn is about time as well. We'll see how that applies. Let's see right now. There's the glyph for Saturn in this devil card too. Oh, lovely. We have the 9 of Cups, Cancer energy. The 9 of Cups is about wish fulfillment and knowing what that means for you. It's about getting what you deserve for sure. But again, you can't know what fulfills you until you've processed through this energy of the devil. That's Saturn's job. And this is you getting what you deserve, door to value. 9 of Cups is a lot of happiness. And it's arriving at that place for yourself. Yeah, because look on the bottom, the Ace of Cups. 1 more cup, right? And then you have 10 of Cups. That's the whole picture. Blossoming abundance. It is. There's 9 here, and there's 1 more right here. And I like that it's coming in with the Cancerian water energy. Emotional abundance as well. Let's see what's coming up for you next. Capricorn and Cancer. But we literally have water and earth coming out here. The 7 of Cups. Beautiful energy. This is actually Neptune coming in. And the 7 of Cups is about all of the possibilities. It's fantasizing, it's dreaming, it's coming up with the picture. Remember, I had her with her eyes to the horizon. It is stepping into the unknown, though, because Cups are very ethereal. Okay, blossoming abundance here. Queen of Cups still on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Let me see the energy around you. This could be I'll take a look. This could be another person, could be a situation, or it can be a furthering of this dream right here that you're building towards with the 7 of Cups. Oh, wow. We have Scorpio energy with death and rebirth. Now you could be dealing with a Scorpio, but also I've been saying this over and over. 2025 in Chinese astrology is the year of the snake, the year of transformation. Death and rebirth, Scorpio energy is all about doing that work so that you can move forward, rebirth, reinvent. This could be somebody around you, though. We'll see. What's this? No, it's the Ace of Cups. What? That's that 10th cup we saw on the bottom of the deck. And it's here with death and rebirth. We had that card of sudden change, right? Storm warning. Yeah. Look what we get, the Tower. Aquarius and Scorpio energy. That's Uranus. The Tower is sudden change. Out of nowhere. Four of Swords. Okay. What's the challenge? A lot of cups coming through, hey? Look above the 9 of Cups is this new moon. Now that could have been manifesting that happiness on the new moon in Cancer. Oh, I love this. We have the Naked Heart. That is a bonus card in this deck. It lays between the final card, which is the World, the completion of one cycle, and the Fool. We saw that come to the edge, right? This is what lies in between. And the Naked Heart is beginning again. It's rewriting the heart's script. It's fresh. And we have that death and rebirth with the Ace of Cups. A whole new story being told. There's a butterfly above this Naked Heart for transformation. And a new moon. Potential outcome. That's number 22 in this deck because in the tarot it only goes to 21. This is 22, which is a number 4. Oh, interesting. We have the Page of Swords. In this deck, the pages are called the Innocents. And I do like that. It goes along with the Naked Heart. This is an energy about curiosity. It's waking up to a new kind of possibility. The Ace of Swords, like, it's your mind, right? So there's something you're curious about. Now, this could be somebody you want to speak to, like send a message out to. We'll see. But generally, it means that there's something for this Naked Heart to learn. You're ready to begin. On the bottom of the deck, interesting, we have the Sage, which is the Hierophant in this deck. Taurus energy. Uranus and Taurus, sudden change. But Taurus is also about our traditions and our beliefs and what makes us feel safe. The Garden and the Gate. It can be about the belief systems that we grew up with, or like the structures we adhere to, government systems, things like that. Underneath of that, I happen to see the Lovers, which is incredible. Gemini's major arcana. The Lovers is a very, very deep heart awakening. It can come across our path in the form of another person or a situation, an opportunity. But what it does do is wake us up to a part of ourselves that we have to answer to now. And usually we have to make a decision about that between the past and the future. And we do have this Naked Heart and something to do with what we're committing ourselves to. Okay, let's clarify. Let's use the wild unknown, definitely. Why is the Devil in the recent past? For Cancer and Capricorn. I'm going to clarify lightly, and then I'll draw for each sign. Look at this. We have Jupiter in Cancer right here. This is Jupiter energy, the Wheel of Fortune. I call it my let go or be dragged card. It's change. And usually for me, it's something that we wished for a long time ago. And maybe we forgot that we did. And the wheel takes its time. It comes in time when it's time. And when it rolls through our life, it brings about great change. We asked for that change, yes, but with the Tower, it can seem like it's coming out of nowhere. It's luck. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. See, this is like bursting through that Four of Pentacles, which can be an energy of holding back until this Devil was dealt with. And we'll see what that is. But Jupiter's getting unstuck in the recent past because of that processing. The chop wood, the doing the work. So 9 of Cups. This is where you are now. The 7 of Swords. I love this card so much. The 7 of Swords is about strategy and keeping it to yourself. I get that message for you guys a lot. Look at this foxy fox down there. Up above him are 6 swords that you're allowed to see. Underneath here is that one sword, and he's got one eye open. You better not come any closer. This is making plans, building towards this 9 of Cups. But there is certainly something here about keeping that strategy under wraps, or your plans. Okay. Let me see the 7 of Swords. I mean, the 6 of Swords is moving on from a place of conflict, which could have been that devil energy, because it was holding up the wheel, destiny. And 7 is keeping, I mean, you plan to get what you want here. You plan to be happy. 9 of Cups. Oh, wow. Oh, interesting, you guys. 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups. This can be like a mental hypervigilance. It can be like maybe you're afraid it's going to slip away. That could be. I'm getting kind of a self-protectiveness here. But the 9 of Swords can also be about fear and anxiety and overthinking. Maybe your plan's not going to work. Maybe you won't get what you want. Something like that. On the bottom of the deck, I see the 2 of Cups, Venus and Cancer energy. Interesting. We have co-create. Now, this could be a creative partnership. Cups aren't only about romantic love. It could be both. But this is soulmate energy, whatever form it comes in. No wonder we saw the Lovers. Let me see the 7 of Cups. In your next steps, look who it is. It's the Devil in this deck. Blossoming abundance. We have the 2 of Pentacles. That's Capricorn energy. Still more energy about putting in the work. This can be about managing your resources, or let me see. Blossoming abundance, waiting for that. 2 of Pentacles. Waiting for something to yield. Interesting. It's the Hierophant. So this can be a little bit about you holding back commitment to something. We'll see how this applies, but the Hierophant comes back out. We already saw the Hierophant. It's a very spiritual energy. The Hierophant is the Pope of the Tarot as well. This can be about you with this Page of Swords and the Naked Heart, learning a new way of belief. With that 7 of Cups. No. Some of you, that can have to do with work. We have a 9 of Cups right here. The 7 and the 2 is the 9 of Cups. And that's what you want. And we have this co-create. Is this, it can be about a contract or making a commitment. Let's see in the surrounding energy. We have the Ace of Cups and Death and Rebirth. Oh, how beautiful. Star. Beautiful on so many levels. This Aquarius is major arcana where Pluto currently resides. But also, the star is what comes after the Tower, which we saw. In the tarot, it goes the Devil, the Tower. I mean, we have that whole process right here. And the star is about what emerges after the Tower. I call it the purity of hope, the wish worth fighting for. It's also about healing and renewal. And we have that right here. With Death and Rebirth, the Naked Heart, the willingness to believe. A new beginning. One more with the star. Okay. That's interesting. We have the Sun. Leo's major arcana. We literally have Leo and Aquarius in opposition right here. Now, in Leo season of this year, which is after Cancer season, it's a very powerful season because next year the North and South Node move into Leo and Aquarius. And the full moon and new moon in that season, plus Lion's Gate. That could be a timing thing as well. For this Death and Rebirth and this new beginning. You could be dealing with a Leo, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Devil. Capricorn energy coming through very, very strong. The Queen of Pentacles is very capable of building towards something lasting. She knows what's good for her. This could be a person around you. We'll see. Let me see the Naked Heart in the challenge. The Devil's there, right? Oh, interesting. We have Virgo coming out. Mars in Virgo, South Node in Virgo. Hermit's very wise. He goes within to only seek his own counsel, what truly he believes in, the Hierophant, what you want to commit yourself to. He's also soul searching the path going forward, the Naked Heart. Wise old Hermit, huh? Let's get one more there. The Hermit and the Hierophant, very spiritual. I think, this is about a spiritual side of yourself coming. Wow. Four of Wands, I love it. The Four of Wands is what? It's the wish casting card. It's getting what you want. It can have to do with stability. It can have to do with a home. But it is about a wish come true as well. The Garden in the Gate too, though. So for some of you, it can be about leaving a home and what's familiar to you. And with this Naked Heart, believing you can begin again. Let me see the Innocence of Swords. Oh, we have Aquarius energy here with the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the head over heart king. And we have all this strategy going on here with the Nine of Cups. This is wanting to make the right decision. With that curiosity, now this could be somebody around you. We have the Five of Cups, Scorpio energy. The Five of Cups is a card about sadness and longing and regrets from the past. Is this Innocence of Cups and the Naked Heart? This can be about releasing sadness from the past. We have the Devil there. Ace of Pentacles. Let's have one more. That Five of Cups. This can be about you starting again regardless of sadnesses in the past. Like I said, rewriting the script of the heart here. Let's get one more on the Five of Cups and then I'll draw separately. I said rewriting the script of the heart and we get the Ace of Swords, which when I'm shuffling and speaking, if the Ace of Swords comes out, yeah, that's right, that's it. But also this is about clarity and certainty and truth. Nine of Swords here, and we have the Ten of Swords here. One more. Yeah, it can be facing a truth that makes you sad about the past. And another ace with the Ace of Pentacles. That's about a solid new beginning, building blocks, doing the work. Interesting. Okay. Let's get into the separate signs and see how this goes. But we definitely have a very solid new beginning here. I don't know what this sadness is about, this Five of Cups. But whatever it's about, Jupiter is bringing through new beginnings here. And I think with this King of Swords, now this could be somebody around you, because sometimes the Page of Swords is somebody observing you. We'll see how that comes out here. All right, let's start with Capricorn. Let's do a Sacred Rebels for you, Cappy. Focus on the light and spirals of manifestation. Interesting. Focus on the light could be very important right now. We do have the sun there. It's in the, now I said that could be towards Leo season along with death and rebirth. That's the new beginning. In this focus on the light, she has her hands cupped around the middle of that sunflower, which holds all the seeds of possibility, except it's a beam of light. And then we have spirals of manifestation. I get that kind of spiral energy here with the wheel, like where this is leading to, what you asked for. That's what it is, what you asked for. And maybe, Cappy, you're seeing how things in the past went the way that they did, spirals of manifestation, because they were always leading you to where you're going now, where you're meant to go. For some of you, that could be very much true. But with this 9 of Swords, 7 of Swords, and 9 of Cups, focus on the light. Again, remember I said you could be afraid. No, some of you could be afraid that this 9 of Cups is illusionary, or that you're not going to get it. Like something will happen. Let's see. Let's get an astrology card for you. Spirals of manifestation is number 18, which is the moon. So that's interesting. The midheaven or the pinnacle, okay. Things reaching a peak of change. And the north node, which is the future. The north node right now is in Pisces, south node in Virgo. We have a lot of Virgo here. So again, it can be about timing, but it is your soul's trajectory. It is like, why again, south node, you had to go through what you went through to get to where you are going, spirals of manifestation. And then on the bottom is Leo's house with the 5th house. Creativity, passion, joy. Focus on the light. These are the light things. Strong Leo energy coming through, Cappy. And we have co-create. This is a very creative energy in the 5th house. And this has to do with your future. All right, let's get you a couple of tarot, but I'm going to move to the pulp. Capricorn. Leo energy. Are you dealing with a Leo? You very much could be. But the Strength card is about courage to face that beast within you, whether it's ego or whatever it is that keeps you from being able to act in your own best interest. It's about being brave. We have the Magician on the bottom, Virgo energy, and spirals of manifestation. Okay. The Magician wanted to come out. Oh my gosh. The Magician and strength. It's on the light. And you do have that death and rebirth right there, Cappy. 5 of Cups. Sadness from the past. You could be missing somebody. You could be trying to manifest somebody here. Or somebody you. Let's do one more there. But this is definitely about courage and manifesting your future. Blossoming abundance. One more. Capricorn. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, Cappy. We have the Empress. She emerges. Divine feminine. I was calling her out up here. This is Venus energy, which is very creative. This is wife. It's mother. Now, this could be, again, you manifesting in that energy here. Or 2 of Cups. It could be somebody around you that you're trying to manifest. A partner. The divine other. Soulmate energy. 9 of Swords. Interesting. And then we have all that anxiety around it. Huh. Okay. Very powerful, Capricorn. Let's see. Let's get you a talisman. But this is about what you're creating for your future, that's for sure. Consider these to be like power words you can take away from the reading, Cappy. We have wisdom and knowledge. Interesting. Because we have this King of Swords here. And then on the bottom, we have concealment, 7 of Swords. Let's have one more there. block. No, just one more, please, for Capricorn. Magical power. And we have the Magician here. I do think you're manifesting this co-creation. I mean, building blocks and putting in the work, door to value, and something to do with the future, what you're meant to be doing here. Wow. The Ace of Swords is knowledge. And the Page of Swords, I feel like you're learning something new. Okay. Capricorn, let's get you a romance angel for those of you where romance applies here. And it could. For Capricorn. Chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction. And then we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And we have that work being done back here with the Devil, remember? And I said there could be fear that you won't get what you want. The Empress is definitely having a lot of self-respect. Okay. All right, Cancer. Let's do you a Sacred Rebel. What do we have for Cancer? Happy birthday to my early Cancerian friends. Mine is at the end of Cancer season, right at the end of July. Number 3, Empress energy, coming through both here very strong. Inspiration. Okay. Blossoming abundance, that dream right there. And then after the storm, because we had that sudden change of the Tower. And this is also, I always point out that this baby owl has a new kind of wisdom. And we talked about that with the Ace of Swords here and the Naked Heart beginning again. I like the inspiration coming through with the Sun, which is also inspiration. Under that was Heaven Sent, which is amazing. It's number 33 for one thing. But it does point to the way this is unfolding. It's all divine timing. Jupiter and Cancer. Okay. We have After the Storm, which is number 1, which is the Fool. No, the Fool is here. I'm sorry. That's the Magician, which we have over here. Okay. Let's do... Okay, we'll do astrology. Okay. Leave Capricorn's cards alone. What do we have for Cancer? Wow, we have Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. So for a lot of you, that devil energy that you had to process had a lot to do with Chiron in your chart. Now, Chiron is our deepest unhealed wound, but it is also through processing and what we learn there that we're able to offer help out into the world. There's a spiritual gift unfolding here. We do have the Hermit and the Naked Heart, and what you've learned by traversing that yourself, whatever that devil energy was for you. But Chiron is also about healing, right? We have the Star and the Sun. Cancer, for some of you, you could be healers here. The solar flare, activation energy. Last year, we had solar flares going crazy all year long. And then look at this. The 5th house is still there for both you and Capricorn. And there's a lot about creativity here and working together. Let's have one more. Leo on the bottom of the deck. I feel like it's going towards Leo season. Some of you could have strong Leo in your chart. We have Virgo coming through. Mars and Virgo. Mars and Virgo is a time to do this, to build the blocks, do the work, chop the wood. The abundance is blossoming. I mean, in this Virgo card, there's shafts of wheat, which is about chopping the wood. Why can't I speak all of a sudden? Planting the seeds to blossom the abundance. Okay. All right. Answer, let's see. Okay. We didn't have to wait long. We get the 8 of Wands, Leo energy. This is movement forward, and suddenly we had that storm warning. This could be travel. It could be just a lot of energy all at once. I always call it the floodgates bursting open. Okay. And we have solar flare. So boom. And then we have the world. Interesting. Naked heart, right? The world is the last card. But again, now for some of you, there could be travel. 8 of Wands and the world is about travel. Maybe somebody wants to talk to you about that, Cancer. Or you, them. Let's have another one with the world. Cancer, your major arcana comes out with the Chariot. Interesting. Now, remember what I said about the shadow and the light? Normally in the Chariot card, there is a dark horse and a light horse or a Sphinx. And I said it's about unifying the two, getting into energetic alignment. But the Chariot's also a card about travel. Very, very strong travel energy. Cancer. King of Wands, Leo energy. I love this King of Wands. Okay. Yeah. I mean, 8 of Wands, the world, the Chariot, travel, movement forward, action, the garden and the gate. It could be about a partnership for you, Cancer, that requires you leaving your comfort zone, whether that involves travel. I mean, this King of Swords, Page of Swords, that could be you with your eye on somebody for this partnership or vice versa. 9 of Swords in the Tower. Oh my gosh. What is it? The third time we've seen the 9 of Swords. Capricorn had it. You have it. There's anxiety. There's fear here. About, now again, it can be about leaving your comfort zone. And maybe it requires quick action for you. No way. Look what it is, Cancer. The 2 of Cups. Capricorn had that on the bottom too. And we have the Ace of Wands. Inspiration. The Ace of Wands often leads to a tower. Okay. And we saw the Lovers too. Come to the edge. I see. This looks like coming to the edge for you. Okay. Let's do some talisman for Cancer. Eternal charisma. Death and rebirth. Could be some, again, strong past life stuff coming up for you, Cancer. Karmic justice, yes. Getting what you deserve. Okay. Because you did the work with that chop wood, Pluto, right? And then finding love. Okay, very nice. Well, we saw the 2 of Cups, Ace of Wands for you. Out of nowhere and suddenly, Cancer. You could be dealing with a fire sign. Remember we looked at that King of Wands? And he's like perched up on the cliff and he's holding that one wand of passion, that Ace of Wands. He gets what he wants. He causes towers. Okay. Let's do a romance angel for you, Cancer. Not 4. 1 romance angel. Okay, 2. We have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask. 9 of Swords, 7 of Swords. Yeah, because it's King of Swords and Page of Swords. And then we saw concealment. Oh, who is it? Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will help bring you romance. Focus on the light. Huh. Okay. I got these little cards. Whoa, these little pocket-sized cards the other day. You guys, the cards are flying all over the place. And I didn't know they were pocket-sized because I bought them online. But a pocket-sized deck in my hands is like microscopic. So let's play with them a little. I'll get one each and we'll see if it's taken with a grain of salt, of course. For Capricorn. These are, okay, these are called Fated, a love oracle. What does this say? learn more about each other. We have knowledge here as well. And then we have the Two of Cups, which is soulmate energy, but it's only the beginning of that Ten of Cups. Okay, and we have chemistry too. All right, Cancer. What do we have from this little beautiful deck? Okay. Interesting. Is there two? All right. We have red flag here. Now, you guys know what I feel about red flags. They exist within our own psyche. It is our own fear speaking. It can be about undone things from the past. So for some of you, Cancer, we have finding love here, right? And Nine of Swords, like you could be afraid, once again, that Seven of Cups, Nine of Cups, remember I said you could be afraid that you're going to lose it, that it's a deception or an illusion, something like that there. You be careful with red flags, Cancer. Remember what I said? It's a filter of your own perception. All right. All right, Cancer and Capricorn, that's what I have for you guys. I hope that resonated. I hope it was helpful for you in some way. Happy birthday to both of you because, yes, Capricorn, it's your halfway birthday. And Cancer, of course, it's your season. I love you guys very much. Namaste, my friends.